Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. I have a design team package project from KraftSupplies4u that I'd like to share with you guys. I will start off first by showing you guys a couple of the items from the shop that I used. So the first thing I used is some of this black braided trim. So it looks just like that. And then I used some of this really cool silver like disc trim. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen anybody have anything like this, so I used some of that. I used some of these like two-tone silver and white flowers. Then I used some of this black lace trim right here. And then I used some of this black lace, and this is the last piece of it that I have. But I tell you guys all the time, make sure you guys always save your scraps, because you never know when you'll just need a little something to put somewhere. So even though this is tiny, I will be saving it and adding it back into my trim stash. So if I ever need a little something, I will have it. So those are some of the items that I used. So basically what I did was I made this set of altered canisters, and if you guys know me, when I do my projects I always like to have, well, if possible, like a double use, so you have like a decor piece and then it's also usable for storage and whatnot, because I know a lot of us have like very limited space in our craft rooms or our crafting space, so we can't always have all the cute decor. We always need it to have another function. So when I do my projects, I like to do items that can be used in that way. So again, I did that idea here. So I made this little set of canisters, and I guess I'll go ahead and show you the first one. So it looks like this. And the first thing I did was I went around the bottom and I went around the top with this lace right here. So that's around the bottom and the top, and then here around the middle I used this trim right here on that part. So I put those all the way around, and I really love the look that this has, where it's covered but you can still see through it. So you can see my fingers there. I think it's really cute the way that it came out. I just have always loved that look of like see-through like lace and stuff. So I just think it's really cute. Then across the top, or around the top I should say, is where I added this trim right here. I'm not even sure exactly what this is called. It's like I just call it like a silver disc trim. And it's really cool. I have not seen anybody have like a trim like this before. So when I had received it in my May DT box, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's just totally different. So I kind of challenged myself for one of my projects was going to be based around this trim. So this is basically what I came up with. So yeah, I put that all the way around the top, and it just gives it a nice little accent there. And then around the top and the bottom I added the braided trim. So, and it just, you know, like I tell you guys, it gives it a nice clean finished edge. If you have any like rough edges and stuff, this is the perfect thing to add just right over it, and it makes it look nice and pretty. So I went all around with that. And then for my centerpiece here, I kind of wanted to go a little bit more simple, because you know sometimes I tend to do like big overdone stuff sometimes. So for this one I just wanted it to be more simple. So I was kind of going through my stash and seeing what I had I could use as a center here, and then I came across this chipboard piece and I just thought it was really cute, so I decided to use this. And this chipboard piece had the sticky back on it already, so what I decided to do was just peel that off, and then I used this trim and I just started like pleating it like this, and then every little bit I would stick it down on there and make sure it stayed down. And then once I got all the way around with it, you know, I just pushed it, made sure it was stuck down really good. And then where all the edges met on the inside, I just put some hot glue, and then I put a little felt circle over it so that would be nice and secure and it wouldn't slip out, because if it was just stuck to the sticky part, eventually it would just come undone, because you know those don't stay that sticky forever. So I went around it with the glue, made sure it was all nice and secure, and as you can see, it's not going anywhere, so I don't have to worry about that. So then I just put some glue onto the felt and then popped it on there, and I really like the simplicity of it because it's pretty and it's decorated, but it's not overly done, so I really like that, just the way that it came out. So that's the first one, and then the smaller one is kind of basically the same. I did change a little bit, like for example, this one has this trim in the middle, so on this one I also used that trim in the middle. Well, actually, let me rewind that for a second. The first thing I did was, if you can see it kind of popping through here, I added this glitter ribbon to the whole thing because I knew it was going to be showing through, and I didn't want to leave it like unfinished, like where you could see the canister, because you know it's not that pretty if it's just left plain. So I added that to it. Since it had the silver, it would tie in with this piece right here, this trim. So I went all around with that, and then I added this piece to the center. And since this is smaller than this one, I couldn't add that other black lace. So instead, what I did was I decided, instead of like leaving this all silver, because I didn't want too much of the silver popping through, I decided to just add a second layer here of the braided trim. So I did the trim around the bottom, the top, and then I went back and added another layer here. So it kind of covers up some of the silver, but as you can see, it still pops through, because I didn't want it to be too overpowering, because I wanted more attention to be on this trim, which was what I was trying to showcase here. So I did that, and then again here with the center, I wanted it to be cute but simple. So I took a little felt circle, and then the same way with the other one, I just pleated and glued little by little. So I got this, and then I just took some of these flowers right here and then just kind of put some in the center, because I like the fact that they are kind of like a two-toned silver and white, which is like, you know, ties in with the silver on here. So I put those in the center, and then I just, like I had mentioned, wanted it to be simple, not too much going on. So I left it like that. So that's the little set that I did. And again, I left the tops open so they can be used for storage. So like this one could be used for pens, pencils, smaller tools, things like that. And this one's a little bit bigger, so you can put bigger tools, like heavier ones, because I think if they're too heavy it might knock this one over because it's smaller. So you could use that for this one, you know, bigger tools and whatnot. And I made this one because you guys know I like to recycle and reuse things. So this one is actually made out of like a cashew. Is it cashew? I think it's cashews. Like a tin that they came in. You guys know I save everything. So that's made out of that one. And then this one used to be a plastic tin that had some flowers in it, and I didn't store my flowers that way, but I knew, you know, I could make something out of it eventually, and so I was finally able to do that. So I always save that stuff because I know I could use it on something eventually. So anyways, this is what I did. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and make sure you guys check out the shop. I will have the link in the description box as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!